Some big global news for crypto should have sent the price skyrocketing, and yet we still find ourselves hovering in and around that $63,000 mark. So what's going on? Why is the market not bullish? And why it's all about to change? I'm going to break it down for you all in this video, so make sure you hit that like button and subscribe for all of your daily cryptocurrency content. With that being said, let's get into it. So welcome back, everybody. Take a seat. We're going to take you through the cryptocurrency markets and the big news catalyst that should have seen us rally in the market today, but not quite delivered on what we expect. So the global market down just about 0.06%, 2.31 trillion. Now, if to context that, we actually had a nice move on BTC today where we were expecting to maybe retest 64, 65, 66K. Didn't seem to hold. 3107 on Ethereum. Solana's down about 2%, as well as the rest of the market. Now, we are starting to try and break out, in particular with altcoins. Bitcoin still struggling around 63.5K. So what's going on? We had a huge global announcement that was very, very bullish, and it didn't quite hit the mark. So we got Hong Kong. Now, forget Hong Kong. This is China coming into the cryptocurrency market. Ultimately, spot Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs have been approved in Hong Kong, or like we said, through the Chinese government. So forget Hong Kong. It is all about China. China coming back in and coming back in big to the cryptocurrency market. Now, the Chinese cryptocurrency economy is worth about 1.4 trillion. So you can see how much of a big deal this is, and that's why we expected the market to significantly move, and it just didn't happen. Now, there is a lot of macro factors that go into it, and namely, there is a big event coming this week. In just a few days, we are going to see the Bitcoin halving. Now, for those of you that don't know what that is, ultimately, when we convert the rewards or the block rewards into a smaller denomination. So currently it's 6.25. We will be moving to a 3.15 Bitcoin rewarded per block. Why is this important? Well, ultimately, this is ultimately where we get to in terms of the miners and how profitable they can be. You just have to look at it now, and we have 4 days, 4 hours, 18 minutes. This time, obviously, is depicted by the speed of the blockchain and how many blocks are going through. But that's the number 840,000 is where we get to. And ultimately, mining CEOs are, kind of tussling with what they need to do. In my opinion, we're seeing aggressive amounts of both outflows from Bitcoin ETFs. We're seeing aggressive amount of outflows from miners as they are trying to maximize their earnings. Bear in mind, straight after that block, their costs are the same, but their mining rewards and ultimately their revenue stream is cut in half. It says here, expect on April 19th, the halving will automatically slash in half the amount of Bitcoin that miners receive for maintaining the Bitcoin blockchain. And again, a couple of CEOs were spoke to, particularly around Marathon and CleanSpark. It says here, Bitcoin miners point to a relatively comfortable financial position in this cycle to withstand the impact of the halving, Bernstein wrote. That's why the price being where it is important. So in my opinion, we're seeing miners try and balance the outflows and selling on the market while without crashing the price. So we see that very interesting indeed. And just to back that up, here we go. Weekly outflows of Bitcoin. It's a while since we talked about this. You can see here, look, Bitcoin 110 million, Ethereum, multi-assets, Solana being the next big one. But yeah, 110 million of outflows on Bitcoin, people selling Bitcoin. That's why we're driving the price down, which I think is very interesting indeed. So we have not in one hand a very bullish sentiment that we see a massive $1 trillion ETF Bitcoin cryptocurrency adoption move from China stroke Hong Kong. The flip side to that, however, is the fact that we continue to see miners sell. We continue to see big whales sell and ultimately getting ready for those mining reward halvings. When we take a look at the price, what's going on? Well, you can see here down 62,791. So Bitcoin is continuing its push down. Now, don't forget, we have the dotted line, the Bitcoin halving coming very soon, as we talked about. And generally, we've been discussing the fact that we're probably overbought going into it. So this, again, is a pretty heavy correction. We got the first big correction here on the back of the Iran-Israel news. Then we got a pump on the day after. But once again, we're back down. I think this is going to be the move into the halving as miners current sell. Any positivity upside in the market, I think miners will take their opportunity to stack their bags. Once again, we know the CEO of many of the mining companies are saying exactly that. They're ensuring that their bags are packed. But what does it give us? It gives us an opportunity. Once again, if you've got some cash on the side or you've been sensible, then you can pick up some bargains. That's the reality. You can see some of these now. Ethereum down nearly 2%. We see Matic under 70 cents right now, 115 on Arbitrum, Aero 183, down 10%. If you get into the meme coin space, Bonk 11%, Whiff at 269. That's a crazy price, rallied all the way up to that $3.10 the other day. So wherever there is fear in the market, it throws some opportunities. Could Bitcoin ETFs come to the savior? Maybe. It's going to be a pretty crazy day for the next 2 or 3 days, but make sure you subscribe to the channel. We'll keep you up to date with all the latest and greatest that's going on in this market. Until the next one, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you again. Bye-bye.